Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Hopefully, you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. You know me, I'm back at it again in the saddle, doing what we do every single day. America's favorite live chat room. I just want to share with you why we took some of the trades that we did today, taking a repeatable pattern and process, trading it over and over and over again. Before we dive in, just do me a favor, comment where you're watching this from. I want to see how far across the world we make it. I'll start outside of Hershey, Pennsylvania for me. So with that being said, I day trade, I swing trade, and I invest in the market. So it's three different avenues, three different diversifications that I feel is great for long-term success. So number one is obviously my day trading. Day trading to me is like my job. I show up each and every day for about 30 minutes to an hour a day. My goal is to get you one or two winning trades in the first 30 to 45 minutes. And then you could walk away and go do whatever you please, right? Secondly, I like to swing trade, helps grow my account, and then I pay my bills with whatever I make between the two, and after that, whatever's left over, I take my shovel and I throw it into my retirement account. So it is house money at that point, but you get to take good investments over time, let it resonate, build up, right? And if you invest in good and great companies, what do they do over time? They typically trend to the upside. It's not a quick pace. What I want to say, a growth style. Compared to like the swing tradings and day trading, but once you combine it with the other things, you're good. If you have a job and you're like, well, if I can't do what Brandon does, you can invest and you can swing trade. We swing trade and we could take less than 5 minutes a week doing what we do and having a repeatable process that repeats itself over and over. So some people like to day trade and that's it, and that's totally fine. And some people, they simply just invest, and that is exactly what they do. So with that being said, let's dive in. I'm going to walk you through why I called out some of the trades that I like this morning and show you how simplified this can be. So coming into the markets, we use our trend filter, our Swingmaster Pro software, and we use our profit pivot software, right? What happens is we like to take a green candle when it hits one of our pivots and we take a call. And if one of our candles are red and it hits one of our pivots, then our candles, we like to, if it's red and it hits a pivot, we like to take puts, So coming into the market, right, we see the candles are green. We had a breakout right here. The market opened up here, went down, and then ended up pushing up. We took the breakout right there, and then guess what? In the matter of 4 minutes, it went from 64 down here to 59. That's $250 net profit, right? Once we go 3 ES points in our favor, I have a bracket, and it puts me into into a trail stop. Just because I protect myself. So the first trade, you could have made $100, $150, $200 on that first trade, and then we reset. And as you see, the candles turn red. They red, called out a breakdown right here, and check it out. If here's your stop, you want to take profits, give or take down here, but my order protects me and goes back to break even, 69.32, and it went down here to 69.25, right? That's about 7 points right there. That right there is about $300 profits for every one ES contract. Once again, right? You could have made $100 to $200 here. You could have made $100 to $200 here. Now you have $200 to $400 net profit on that day. And if you cut it in half, that's $300. Guess what? In the first 30 to 45 minutes, yet again, you could have got a winning trade or two, and you could have been on your path of an average of $300 a day, and that is very close to 6 figures at the end of the year. So there on ES, it was very good. Now we come in down here to the second star with the circle. This is our NQ chart, right? Candles are green. I called a breakout right here, but guess what? It never broke out, so I didn't call it. I just said I'm prepared for a breakout if we break up, and the market said not today, buddy, and that's okay. We get paid to be patient and wait for the highest probability setups. So now our candles are red. We hit this pivot right here, which is our magnet, and we want to take, right? We want to take a breakdown right there on this trade. Guess what? Your trade went from 25,631 down here to 25,560, basically 556. So that right there is 70 NQ points. There was quite a few people this morning that took this trade with me, and they walked away. They were done. There's your one winning trade, right? 1-0. Then the second trade we called out. There's a breakdown right there, and this thing went down 20, came back up, went down a little bit more than 20 again. I went back to break even, and I ended up taking a small win on this one. So you got two winners on that trade, but then as you can see, price shifts back on up, comes up. Now we turn green. Now we're taking calls. Now we take a buy, we're good. We take a buy, we're good. However, if you got this first trade and this second trade, you got two winners, you are green for the day. You got one very good winner. Maybe you took a break even on that one. That's okay. Or a small win like myself. I only got like 3 or 4 NQ points, but I thought we were gonna push down. And that is what happens. A lot of people think something's going to happen instead of being robust and trading the same way over and over and over again. So with that being said, that's how we traded that. Then the same pattern right here, where the star's at now with the box on it. This is CL. And we want to take a breakdown right there. Nothing never happened. We want to take a breakout there. Nothing never happened. Unfortunately, sometimes that does happen. However, we did have a level right here, and some of us did take a breakdown, but that's a different pattern that we have. I'm not going to go too in-depth on this call. I'm just sharing with you the pattern that I'm sharing with you guys today. So if you traded the plan, what I'm just showing you on CL, you don't get nothing. So you could have went 2-0 on NQ, you could have went 2-0 on ES, and you could have went 0-0 on CL. All right. Now, stock options. I trade stock options and I trade futures. What happened is this was pre-market. Candles were red. We want to take a breakdown right there, and within 10 minutes, Tesla went from 435 down here to 432.60. That right there is almost $3 on the share side. It's about $2.50. That's enough to give you anywhere from 15 to 30% ROI. At what point should you not be risk-free? So therefore, guess what? There's another winning trade. You get to walk away and go enjoy your day. Now, here's for the grand bam. Oh man, I just pushed that up. My bad. Here's the grand slam banger, whatever I want to say, right? All right, so right here, right, we're going to zoom this out, and we ended up calling a breakdown, right? So what happened was we gapped up. A lot of times when we gap up and one of the markets are selling off, we do expect to get some sort of movement here to the downside. Anyway, why I called this out, right? You see this AI Lotto low target right here. We come over here, and that's the strike that we want to get loaded up, give or take. So what happened was today, I said, all right, guys, in the first 10 minutes of the market, right? We had this first a potential breakout, way up just right there, and then we had this breakdown, which you see right here at my cursor, right? This is a lotto because it is more riskier. We're willing to take 30, 40, 50% ROI loser or loss in order to get, say, 50 to 100%. This advantage or edge, right? Over time, we have a high probability to get 50 to 100% ROI about 70 or 75% of the time. A lot of times when we get some profits, say 20, 25, 30, we go on a trail stop and protect ourselves. Today, a lot of us took this trade right there, and this thing fell down so far, so fast that we got over 100% ROI if you held it down to the bottom. Unfortunately for me, I got stopped out like right here. I'm okay with that, but this is how I made a $1,000 today on 3 contracts. That means that every contract that I bought paid me over $350, right? That was the bang, bang, beast mode win or whatever you want to call it, right? I'm just having some fun. So the day trading today was another great one due to this. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, we real happy, you know? But I try to tell people this. Consistency beats perfection. So many people try to talk themselves out of certain trades, but if you have a proven record or a proven edge or advantage over time, when it presents itself within reason, you take it, right? And that's exactly what we did today. You know, the market was extremely bullish. It still is bullish, and we ended up taking puts, and we made quite a bit of money, right? And we're all happy. So with that being said, that's our day trading wrapped up. Now, you could say, well, Brandon, I cannot day trade. I can only swing trade, right? And I'm going to show you a pattern that we went over at class last night on of how to trade this specifically. This is our green candle, green arrow reversal setup or reversal signal. And what happens is all you're doing is you're waiting for a green candle and a green arrow. You take calls. You take 4 weeks of expiration time. And once the share price moves $2 to $3 in your favor, you go in a risk-free trade because you're up 15 to 20% ROI. And like this day right here would have generated you about 30 to 50% ROI. So the average winner is about 30 or 35% for me anyway, and my average loser is about 30%. But for this specific example, I'm going to say I just take profits at 20 or 25, and I'm going to say my losers are 30%. How's that sound? So if we go back in here and we see every single one of these green arrow, green candles, right? Let me make this a little bit smaller right here. If you go back and see all this right here, we got over $2 on the share, so I'm going to say that's a winner. Even a trade like this right here, where you take the call, but 1, 2, 3, it takes 4 days to get it. Since we have 4 weeks of expiration time, we're still going to get out of that trade with a winning trade. And that's exactly what we're looking to do. So with that being said, let's check it out. There's one winner. There's two winners. There's three winners. Oh, there's a loser. 3 and 1. The next day on this trade, a huge winner. Why? Because we went 624 and it went all the way up to 629. That's $5 in 1 day. That right there, you're getting 30 to 50% ROI easily. So you're 3 and 1. Now you're 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 6 and 1, 7 and 1, 8 and 1, 9 and 1, 10 and 1, 11 and 1, a loser. 11 and 2, 12 and 2, right? 13 and 2, 14 and 2. That moved just $2, but maybe we count that as the loser. Instead of 14 and 2, we'll do 13 and 3, right? 14 and 3, 15 and 3, 16 and 3, 17 and 3, right? 17 wins, 3 losses on this setup right here. You could say, check it out, 17 divided by 20 total trades. That's an 85% win rate. That right there is simplified trading, swing trading at your leisure. 17 wins and 3 losers, right? Let's just say the next trade's a loser. Say 17 and 4. 17 divided by 21, there's 81%, right? 80%. You're still phenomenal. So I'm going to show you in a calculator standpoint. If you have 17 winners, you're getting a measly 25%, right? That's 425% ROI. And you have 3 losers at 30%. So we're going to minus this by 90% ROI. We come out with 335%. And for simple terms, let's just say it says 300%. So if you used, right, $100 on every single one of these trades right here, which many people can afford, your $100 is now worth $400. You just leveraged $100 and you're up 300%. That's good. If you used, right, if you used $1,000, your $1,000 is now worth $4,000. And if you use 10K, your 10K is now worth 40K, right? Everybody wants to be at this point, but you have to start here first. And don't worry about perfection, worry about consistency, and you'll work your way down to eventually things like this. Trust me, I've been doing this for since 2016. So, hey, I'm trying to tell you, consistency beats perfection. But that's just one of our swing trade strategies that we have, and we keep it trucking. You know, we have a team that we anchor together. We share when things pop up for us all. It makes things fun. It makes things simplified. And that's what we do collectively together. Now, if you want to come in here and go to Ethereum and we go to the investing side, check out the investing standpoint. Go to the 1 week time frame, right? And we're going to come back and we're going to look at something just like this, right? So check it out. We're going to start here as if we have $1,000 and we're going to take every single buy. I see this huge push up. We'll start over here. Here's 1 buy, right? Here's 2 buys. Here's 3 buys, right? If you put all $1,000 into right here, your cost average is $10 a share, right? And yes, you can take advantage of crypto in the stock market. At $20, right? At $20, here's 2K. At $30, right here, there's 3K, right? So check it out. Once your 1K starts going in profits, 50% and 100%, right? You can put a stop limit in place and protect yourself. Once your 1,000 is 2,000, sell out, bring 1K back, right? And let 1K ride. As you keep pushing up, your 1K becomes 2K up here, sell out, let 1K ride, bring 1K back. Now we have $2,000, right? Then the market sells off, we get another buy right here, right? Well, if our first buy was here at $1,000 and our second buy is here, our cost average comes into about $15. So now we have a total of 2K in here, right? Up here at $32, right? Your 2K up here, well, it's really about right there, but up here, your 2K turns into 4K. Sell out, bring 3K back, so now we have $4,000 on our side pot, and we have $1,000 in the market, fully house money. We sell off, we get another buy right there. Guess what? Let's put another 1K in, so now we have 3K on the side. We got 2K in the pot. This is our last average right here. It brings it up a little bit to about 20, give or take, maybe right up here. And guess what? When we go from where we at? We go from $22, right, up here to $40. Your 2K is almost 4K, so we could say it's $3,500. You know, I'm about to tell you, sell out, right? Bring 2K back. Now we got 5K, and now we have $1,500 in the market for free. And that's how you invest over time the smart way, right? So our $1,000 we started with is now worth $6,500, right? That is phenomenal, right? That is phenomenal. Now, you heard of everyone who typically buy in hodls, hodls, whatever they want to call it. I don't do that because I can outperform this. Why? Well, if you put in $1,000 where I started right here, your $1,000 turns into $3,000. Falls back down to $1,750. Goes back up to 3. Goes down to 2,000. Goes back up to 3. Goes back down to $1,250. Goes all the way up to $4,000. And right here, right now, we're at $24. So your 1K, right? Team HODL, if that's you, right? Your 1K equals $2,400, right? My way outperforms. My 1K turns into $6,500. And this doesn't happen for everything or this fast. This is just this specific example. We started this in 2023. So in about 3 years, we just grown our account $5,500 my way, or your HODL way, went from $1,000 to $2,400, which is about $1,400 net profit. Both are phenomenal, and we all deserve to make as much money as we can. But remember this: if you're not taking profits, and at what point you take profits, how does your account grow? Think about that one. So other than that, I'm going to give you back your guys' Thursday. Just wanted to come in on here and break it down, how I do things, how I see things, right? But like I said, there's many different ways out here to do it, and that's totally fine. So if you like what you see and you want to get involved, work with me, right, side by side, just comment me in the comments. I'll send you a message, and we'll get you squared away. With that being said, excuse me, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Beast mode out.